I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark President Day movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark President's Day movies.
You got the S on there. I'm Dan. I also despise President's Day movies, and this
is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
What up, you Abe Lincoln freaks.
Wow.
You George Washington heads.
G-Dub
Abe
heads. Lincoln. Man.
You bushels.
That's pretty good.
You know, like a bushel.
Yeah.
I got you.
But like,
so the three
Sonny
presidents
D's?
you thought of were Washington, Lincoln, and George.
the big three.
Bush.
H-W or W? W,
They're
of course.
interchangeable.
Yeah.
Interchangeable at that point.
Interchangeable bushes.
They're interchangeable.
Saw 'em live, by the way.
Yeah, did you?
Yes.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Tough ticket.
Yeah.
Tough ticket.
You've had a conversation with Jeb.
I have had a conversation with Jeb.
You looked at me and you said, I love Jeb Bush.
I did not
did?
say that.
That's what he said.
That's when you put your gun rack
That
up
was
on the
between the flag and the gun rack and the don't tread on me sticker. Yes. That
You'll get that later.
later that's gonna kill or not at all.
No,
maybe after.
yesterday.
Yeah, it
Yesterday.
sure was.
Oh,
yes.
it was
super
already.
timely.
Yes.
Look at us go.
Man, we are
Very good.
callback. Jeb
Way
Bush
back.
could not be a nicer human being in my one experience with
In
him.
your 20-second experience with
No,
Jeb
it was
Bush.
like 2 minutes. It was during a commercial break at the debate, and no one else wanted to talk to him. So literally, we were hanging out, like
Waving his
During-
brow for him.
he did. He was like, "Do you want a selfie?" Like he's just trying. Like
Please
Jeb-
clap.
Jeb is just
Remember,
trying.
please
Yes,
clap.
that was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Classic.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
A good
line,
callback.
for
So
sure.
yeah, during years where there's normal debates with
Normal candidates, yes.
and it all like is happening as it normally does, during commercial breaks they just kind of wander. They just
Some
kind of
of them
wander
do,
around,
yes. Yeah,
Stretch the
Yeah.
legs.
stretch the legs a little bit. Some go back and get some powder,
some hairspray.
some
Yes,
hairspray,
yeah.
etc. But
Yeah.
old Jeb's
Old
just,
Jeb,
anybody want a
just sitting
picture?
on the front edge of that stage?
Who wants
wants
a
one?
selfie with old Jebediah? Old Jebediah Bush.
Jebediah.
Did you get a selfie?
Yeah, I got
You
one.
okay?
Is his
All right.
name Jebediah?
It can't be.
It's probably Jeb. It's probably just
think
Jeb.
so?
Jebediah
It's
Bush.
gotta be just Jeb.
What
right?
are we doing here?
Jebediah Bush?
Texans, they're
I don't
cutting
know
it short.
about this.
Jebediah.
John Ellis. Oh,
John
J.E.B.
Ellis.
John
Yes.
Bush?
Yeah, John Ellis makes a lot more sense.
Get it?
Hi, my name's John Ellis. You
There
can
it
call me
is.
Jeb.
You can't.
There's
There
old
he
Jeb.
is. There's old-
Literally just photobombing.
You
me.
look so
Jebediah.
much better than he does there.
He's photobombing
all
me.
blurry.
Yeah.
Man.
Phenomenal.
Fat Dan's my best.
I
my
literally
favorite Dan.
said my boy Jeb with the photobomb. He just
My
wanted
boy.
in the picture is all he
Did you
wanted.
tag
boy.
him?
I did not.
You should tag him now. And see.
Your boy Jeb's going to get that and be like, whoa,
we
Throwback.
did.
you just made Jebediah's day.
Gotta go home and churn some butter. Here's the thing is that was as seamless a way to check off the Jeb Bush box as I thought we were gonna.
Yeah.
I knew we had to do it today. I thought it was gonna be
Work.
really clunky and
Yeah.
weird.
Dude.
Like, how do we mention Jeb
It was
Bush
like
in today's
supernatural.
episode? But today it was seamless
Yeah.
how we got Jeb Bush in there.
Pretty incredible.
It was
Pretty
impressive.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's how he rolls, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly
Smooth as butter.
Because nobody thinks President's Day without thinking of Jebediah Bush.
That's right.
The OG.
Ran twice. Failed twice.
First our hearts.
Only one person in this room could call him governor, though.
That's right.
And that's me.
That's right.
Well, actually, everybody calls
We
him
could call him
governor, I
governor.
think. Yes.
Yeah,
Only
but
one person
but you
lived
wouldn't
in the-
mean it.
in the
You wouldn't
Senate.
mean it. I mean it.
In your
You mean
heart.
it
I mean it.
when you call him
He
governor.
led
Yeah.
you.
That's exactly. He led me. He led me. All right. Well, I think we did
All
the
right,
best we could there.
Good.
We started so good.
What else can we do to not talk about this movie?
Philo TV's is a great reminder that you could watch this movie or anything else on Philo.
Anything, huh?
Not anything,
Bold
but a
claim.
whole ton of stuff is right there waiting for you on Philo, and you can watch our show in its entirety.
Did you know this? If
What?
you were a member of the Double Decker community yesterday,
How about RambleJamPlus.com?
BrambleJamPlus.com at the Double
What are you
Decker
talking
tier or higher, yesterday, Wednesday, the Double Deckers got to purchase their advance tickets
To what?
to Bramblefest.
Oh!
Yesterday,
And Jeb's coming?
100%
that is
in.
the special guest. I didn't want to
Yeah.
say anything.
You'll all get a selfie with Jeb.
Don't worry.
Don't
He
worry.
has promised as many selfies as you would like to take. He will sign every glossy
Jebediah.
Jebediah.
Twice failed presidential candidate.
That's
Jeb
right.
Bush.
Twice failed.
And Brand's governor.
But first,
Governor.
governor.
That's right. But yesterday, the Double Deckers got to purchase their Double Decker exclusive Bramble
Exclusive.
Jam tickets, which gives them a dinner and all
Bramble
kinds of
Fest,
fun.
yes.
Bramblefest tickets. That's right. If not a Bramble Jam, come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I can't believe
So
it.
yeah, and if you wanted to go ahead and get that Bramblefest ticket right now, that would be the only way in which to do so. So I'm just saying
It's
that
pretty neat.
pretty neat. Pretty neat that they
Pretty neat stuff.
they got to buy those tickets already.
Pretty neat
Pretty,
stuff.
Pretty good.
Speaking of pretty good, let's talk about A Taste of Love, shall we?
Yeah.
Taste of Love originally aired on the day of the presidents.
That's
My
right.
kids yesterday or on Monday were like, why don't we have school today? And I was like, it was President's Day. And they're like, so this is the day that you go vote. You're going to pick the
That's what
president.
my kids kept saying.
And I said, no, that's Election Day.
Yeah.
And they said, well, what's President's Day? And I was like, the day where we just think about him.
We
Think
celebrate-
about that guy.
You didn't know. Because Lincoln and Washington both have birthdays in February,
That's it.
and so we commemorate that. They're
Also,
probably
never-
our two best.
Never
presidents.
forget Jebediah.
Yeah, of
Never
course.
forget.
And Jeb Bush, if his birthday's in February, I'm going to lose
Oh
it.
boy!
But you know what? Honestly, I see how they got there.
It is in February.
Yes.
Who, Jebediah?
Happy birthday!
What day?
February 11th.
Oh,
Lincoln
he
is
just
February
had it.
12th.
Look at this.
The
Jebediah
19th.
just
He's in
had
good
it.
company, isn't he?
His
just
birthday was
happy-
one day away from Lincoln's.
Happy belated
about
birthday,
that?
Jebediah.
Jebediah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Doing a lot of
There's
Jeb
no
Bush
way.
Googling
There's
today.
no way the Jeb Bush campaign is going to ask for their money back. Now we have done more. We've gone above and beyond in this promoted sponsorship.
Jeb,
There's
Jeb
no world.
Bush's team is looking at the Google search analytics going like, what happened?
Oh, their
Yes,
alerts
yeah,
are
it's through
going.
the
Yeah, their
roof.
alerts are going off.
Man.
nonstop.
Crazy. Big day today for the Jebediah
I'm going to
family.
sign the selfie with Jeb Bush and sell it. I'm going to print one copy of it and sign
Wow.
it. That's what I'm going to
Wow,
do.
let us know if you want
That's
that.
right. Yeah.
On Glossy. No doubt.
Yeah, glossy. 8x11 glossy.
Glossy.
Not matted. Are you
No.
kidding me?
No,
I would
no.
never.
A Taste of Love, February 19th. Bush's birthday.
February 11th.
Just
Lincoln's
after.
birthday.
Washington's birthday is the 19th.
Washington's birthday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not Election Day. That's in November.
No.
Don't forget that.
Originally went to something like that. Little Taylor and Jake are poking around Grandma's restaurant's kitchen, stealing bites here and there. They get away from there with some chicken. Kind of gnawed that chicken, look at the water, and talk about food, as kids do. Fast forward, and Taylor's now a TV chef shooting the final episode of her TV show, Quick, Easy, and Delicious. I will not
Ked.
make Ket. Yes, exactly
Close to
right.
Jeb. It's like what they called you in high school, right?
Quick,
Brian?
Easy, and Delicious. That's was Jeb Bush's presidential campaign slogan.
Slogan.
Quick, Easy, and Delicious.
You're actually asking for that money back. I'm
Wonder why
hearing.
that didn't work out for him.
Please clap. She has a meeting tomorrow with network executive to see if she gets her new show greenlit, which is going to be more gourmet food, more not just quick, easy, and delicious. It's going to be maybe long, hard, and delicious. And so they did not say yes to that name. But they do want to give her a prime time.
Go ahead, Aaron. Try to go to our camera.
A prime time edition. A prime time edition
Yeah.
of Quick, Easy, and Delicious.
That's right.
And it's going to be bigger. It's going to be better.
Yeah.
And she says, no, I will not do this program for you. I am ready to do bigger and better things. And to regroup, I'm going to head home to Clearwater. Well, just outside of Clearwater. What's the name of the city?
Dunedin.
Dunedin.
That's how you say it.
Dunedin.
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 It reads Dunedin, but they say it differently.
Dude, are you excited to see the new Dunedin movie?
Dunedin 2?
Dunedin 2.
Return of the Din.
I can't wait to see Timothy Chalamet Dune.
No.
Dune.
No.
Zendane Dune.
Dunedin.
Oh, boy.
We We have a lot of fun here.
That's
We
exactly
do.
right.
Yeah.
Anyway, bumps into Jake at her parents' restaurant. They're nowhere to be found, though. Everything's kind of like covered up. It doesn't look like it's been used for a while. She gets to her parents' house, and it's Sensei. It's Sensei Kreese. And he's doing great. Looks great. And but he's hurt a little bit. And they're just kind of like, yeah, you know, just I'm hurt, can't do restaurant stuff. But that's not the real reason. Real reason is they're getting ready to sell that joint.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to sell Grandma's restaurant.
Unbelievable.
Ooh.
Chicken and all.
I don't think they're selling the chicken. That would go bad. I think they're just selling the building.
Well, that's discounted chicken at that point.
So she decides to come up with a plan to help remind Dad about how special this restaurant is. And what better way to do that than by entering them into the annual contest,
Which you know the name of.
Cece and Cece
The
Leeds.
Music Factory.
Yes, Cece and the Music
It's the
Factory.
only way.
Everybody dance now, and he's like,
Chicken dance.
he's like, I don't want to do this. And then she's like, well, here's the thing. I want to cook with my father one last time.
One last time.
My favorite president. That's
Washington. That
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, I knew that.
Gonna teach him how to say goodbye. It's not CC Pizzini, but thank you for bringing that up in the chat.
Oh, you're talking about the mascot of Cece's Pizza.
Yeah, the
magician
CC's
mascot.
Pizzini. He would never put his name anywhere near
He's
this
a
movie.
pizza magician mascot.
That's right.
Sorry,
From
go ahead.
the late 1800s, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Miniature.
Yes, he's little.
He's little. He's
very
miniature.
He's pint size. He's very
He
small.
packs a punch, though.
Miniature.
He does.
Don't.
Yeah. He looks like he's in like he's from David Copperfield.
He's amazing. We love him.
he's
But
a
that's
pizza
not
If
the
he's
contest.
not, it's a disappearing actor.
She also keeps hanging out with Jake from State Farm.
Yeah,
And I guess that's good. They do a scene on the beach where they get in the water. I get to see him shirtless.
Yeah.
And I will say, just as I'm the only one who can call Jeb Bush governor, I'm also the only one in this room that can say, I've seen this guy shirtless twice, thanks to a Lifetime movie I had to watch during the holiday season where I also saw him shirtless. And
part of his contract.
yeah,
Congratulations.
it's part of his contract. He says, any movie that Brand's going to review, I need to be shirtless. And she has a heart-to-heart with Dad, and Dad's basically like, you got to do what you love. Like, you got to really, like, do the thing that brings you the most joy.
That's good advice.
Quick, easy, delicious.
And she took that to mean, I'm going to go say yes to Quick, Easy, Delicious. I'm
Right
going to
away.
do that show. That's what Dad means when he says that. It's time for contest time at CC and the
CC Pizzini?
CC Pizzini's Cooking Carnival.
Now that's a good of food.
And
Festival.
it's big, it's fun, it's great. They win.
Hey, the golden fork.
And then I guess she's going to move here and keep the restaurant open and also do the show.
2 days a week.
2 days a week
right.
from
Remote.
there. And she kisses Jake
Yay!
from State Farm.
Woo.
And we're all getting better insurance because of it. And that, my friends, was a
A
taste of love.
We did it.
How about that?
Man.
CC Pizzini.
Didn't you know if that was Jeb's running mate?
It's a whole new
Bush
ball game.
Pizzini combo.
Can you imagine that? Bush Pizzini?
Free pizza for all.
Wow.
You can't sell pizza anymore.
Solve
you
a lot of
gotta,
problems.
man.
Let's say we'll brainstorm this some more and then send it over to the Jebediah crew. Here on Stack the Hallmark. We're going to get an email from the one Jeb Bush fan and being like,
Yeah.
hey, guys,
A
couldn't
little
tell,
much.
couldn't tell
Yeah.
what
It
you were going
sounds
for
like
here.
we folded up the steak party and left and joined. We've picked a candidate to support.
I would, if he was running with CC Pizzini, my hands would be tied.
There's nothing you can
if
do.
CC Pizzini is running in any form or fashion,
Yeah.
we don't have a choice.
Don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. He's the miniature magician
Yes.
mascot for CC's Pizza.
For pizza, for all you can eat pizza.
All you
I
can
mean, I don't know what else you want.
Yeah.
And they have dessert pizza there too.
Yeah.
Let's get to the hot take. It's
Thank
where
you
we
for that, Brandon.
we share exactly how I felt about this movie. We make it hot, just like a CC
Yeah,
Pizza.
like it should be.
Brian, what do you think about this movie? President's Day special.
Yeah, President's Special. I feel like I might be on my own on this one,
What?
which tends to happen a little bit.
Did you hate it?
Wait a second. I don't know where Brand stands. I got a vibe from Dan, so I'm only going off of that. I really like this movie.
He really liked
I
the movie.
really like this movie.
Really
I
liked it.
really like this movie. It took me a minute to get used to a retired Sensei Kreese in his pastels and chill. That was a little weird for a minute.
Well, because last I saw, he was getting arrested.
Big
at
trouble.
the end of Cobra Kai.
He's big trouble.
And so
Big
it's good
trouble.
to know he moved down to Florida, has opened a restaurant, and all that
Yeah,
stuff. That's
he's really
amazing, but
feels like he's taken back his life a little bit.
It's
And
beautiful to
so
see.
It is great to see. It just took a minute to get there.
Cobra Kai never dies. It goes down to
He's
Florida and
probably
opens
friends
a
with Jeb
restaurant.
Bush.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
It's his
Of
governor.
course. I was surprised, a little taken aback. Jacob never bowed to the sensei out of respect, just one time, just a little bit of respect. But I had a really good time with this. Martin Kove, I didn't remember or didn't realize he was in this movie, and then when I saw him in there, I was so pumped. And every scene he was in, I was so pumped. I wanted more sensei in the kitchen cooking than beach outside Florida, wherever they were, paradise. It was a blast. And the food, phenomenal looking. Looked so good. Wanted to eat all of it, obviously. Linda, the other restaurateur who keeps winning, I thought she was great. Like,
What?
I thought she was so fun. Yeah, I had a real fun time
You
with
need
her.
to switch chairs with
I'm
Brandon.
telling you,
You literally need to sit over there in the I love these
I
movies
had
camp.
so much fun with her. I feel like she played her so well. It was almost like if you told me that's who she is, I'd be like, yeah, obviously. Like she just was. So, I don't know. It worked so well. The music in this movie was so good.
God almighty.
Like just
I don't even.
bops. I don't know what it was, man. All it needed was
There were some bops in this movie.
There were some big bops in this movie.
Big bops.
Sensei Kreese just carrying this thing. It just felt so fun. I just had a fun time, and I don't know. Like I feel bad because I know there's a lot to bash on. There's some like acting stuff that's like that I just look past. Krakow wasn't even my favorite part. No, Cahill, I'm sorry. Krakow. I do this all the time.
Oh my!
We were talking about Aaron Krakow earlier. It's her name to come
yeah.
up. I don't
Nice
know. I do this
try.
all
We
the
were
time.
not,
Aaron
guys.
Cahill,
Nice try, though.
Aaron Cahill usually is. She just goes above and beyond. She was great, obviously, but just
interesting.
I don't know. Sensei Kreese. It's the nostalgia of it all, I guess. With
This
him,
is
it was
your
so fun, man.
worst take.
No, this was so fun, man.
There was one take worse than this. Brian doesn't like Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah,
I don't like Cool Ranch.
That doesn't
thank
surprise
you.
me
There
in
you
the
go.
slightest. That is a very, very different thing.
You mean
You-
nacho or spicy nacho?
Yeah.
yeah, obviously.
But
Yeah, I don't
Brian
like Cool
not
Ranch.
liking Cool Ranch Doritos is.
I almost got
I
thrown
can't even
out of the
honestly
restaurant.
handle the smell of them. I hate them.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
disgusting.
gross. So I guess I'm on an island by myself. We'll see. But yeah, had a really good time with this movie.
I think
dude.
it's
Yeah, man.
landlocked. I don't think this was an island.
Proud of yourself
Okay,
for knowing
well,
what an island is?
let's get this out of the way first of all. Here in February, this movie has one big thing going for it, and it's that it has absolutely nothing to do with Jane Austen.
Yeah.
Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. The food's great. Good to see Kreese. Great to see Krakow and Cahill.
Yeah,
Call her whatever you want. She's wonderful
the best.
as always, and I just like you feel a bit of comfort anytime she's on the screen. And I just
Because of how bad the rest of it is.
I see how you got there. Yeah. Aside from Cahill and Kreese, I could do without most of the rest of this movie, and the food looks good. It felt very serious, like very serious, and it also took a while to get going in that first act. Like there's a lot of conversation about quick, easy, delicious and her future, and then I think it's not until like minute 16 or 17 that she actually gets down to Florida.
Yep.
So it took a while to get there, but overall I'm not offended by this movie. I'm thankful it's not Jane Austen.
Yep.
The sights were fine, the food looked amazing, and Cobra Kai never dies.
Do you have this above paging Mr.
Dude,
Darcy?
I have this number one.
Number one
Of the
for
year.
the year?
Yeah. Yeah.
You are out of your ever-loving mind.
Dude, I had so much fun watching this movie. I don't know why. It just did. It was just a fun time for me. Yeah,
This
I would
movie-
pick this again over any movie we've seen this year to rewatch.
That is your worst take that we've seen all year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What
Yeah.
about American in Austin?
That was good. That's number 2 for me now. This just jumped ahead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie is terrible. Erin Cahill is such a pro. She is fireman's carrying this thing across the finish line, and even she, at times, looks as though she knows she's in a movie that's been made 6,000 times. This movie has not a single unique cell in its structure at all. It's all stuff we've seen 1,000 times before with worse acting aside from Erin Cahill.
It's
Listen,
the Jeb Bush of movies.
sure, yeah. You could say that with no Erin Cahill in sight. But Martin Kove, guys, yes, if you're our age, you know him from Cobra Kai and The Karate Kid. He's 1,000 years old. He is not successfully playing this part. I'm sorry. Like the first time we see him, he's got a backwards hat on, and we're supposed to believe that Martin Kove, who looks great for 77, by the way.
Does.
Amazing.
We're supposed to believe that he is like 52 in this scene, and it is just crazy town. It doesn't make any sense at all, but he's doing this movie because his son is the lead, blah, blah, blah. The only two positives of this movie, aside from Erin Cahill doing her best to bring just a little bit of professionalism to the proceedings, are the food does look great. They have taken time and energy to photograph good-looking food. And then also, they're clearly filming in Florida on the white sands on the beach. And so you have a few shots where they're like kissing as the sun actually comes up, I guess. These are really good scenes because of the way they're shot. So those two things keep it from being, I think, my least favorite of the year. But it is, make no mistake, there are so many better ways to spend 83 minutes of your time. I just can't even tell you. This movie's a disaster. I like 2 of the Austin movies ahead of this one, but not the Ayers Sweeney one.
Yeah, Love and Jane.
Yeah, this was better than that movie, in my opinion. But that's really about it. Maybe the golf one out in Hungary. Maybe it was better than that one, too.
Let's get to all the feels. We're talking about what this movie gave us as feels. Brian.
Yeah, I laughed a few times, which is just will win me over every time. I could listen to Sensei Kreese complain about dietary and nutritional trends all day.
Wow.
And all night, and twice on Sunday, obviously. So funny. When it was a tiny little sliver of the dialogue and of the movie, but when it happened,
safe to say that you guys have a higher opinion of this movie because of the presence of Martin Kove?
100%.
Okay.
Dude, he made this movie. He was so. All I wanted was. I don't care if he's trying. I don't care if that's just Martin Kove, how he is all the time. Like him, it was just so fun.
Well, what's
So
odd
good.
is we were sitting down to watch this movie, and Brian goes, I was getting my laptop out, and Brian goes, "Oh, it's the dude from Cobra Kai." And I looked up, and I was like, Brian seemed very excited, and I just was like, "What's he doing in this movie?"
Man, it's the redemption arc in Cobra Kai plays so strongly into.
There is no redeeming Sensei Kreese.
100%.
No.
He's back on my good side. No, he was never on my good side.
Like a literal
but
child abuser. I'm just letting you know right now.
Times were different, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was my take. I just
Merry
listening to
Christmas.
him,
We're canceled.
Brand, do you have any feels?
I love a Monte Cristo, and I haven't thought about a Monte Cristo in a long time. In fact, it used to be something that I would make on a regular basis. It's like there's something about Sundays, like Sunday evenings, where I'm like, I kind of want a breakfast meal for some reason, and I used to make it on a regular basis on a Sunday night, and I haven't made it in years. And so this movie reminded me, and the Monte Cristo that they make in this movie has an egg inside of it, is on like the ham and then the egg and then the French toast with the cinnamon sugar. And I would like to try that. And so this movie reminded me of a love that I have, and I am going to also take that love and maybe dash it up a little bit, inspired by this movie. Dano?
Nicely done. Yeah, the food looked very, very good in this movie. It did make me hungry. So success on that front. And that's not a small thing. The number of times that Hallmark movies have terrible looking food, it just goes to the point where we don't even talk about it anymore. So when a Hallmark movie has great looking food, it needs to be mentioned, and the food looked wonderful. So good for them.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get to the Wait, What, and the What, the Hallmark here on Deck the
Hallmark.
During the break, and I don't know if you want me to say this, but during the break, Brian did cry. He said that he's going to try to continue to learn, and do better moving forward.
He did issue a statement, but you had to be a double-decker. He did issue a full statement.
But he said he's a work in progress, and
that's right.
Yeah. Don't forget about the part where I said, no, I didn't.
where you said, no, I didn't.
No, I didn't say that.
Interesting.
Yeah, of course, work in progress.
Work in progress.
Yeah, times were different back then when I said that.
It's time for the Wait, What? Brian?
Yeah.
Anything in this movie, this perfect film that you use?
Number one of the year.
Not perfect.
Number one of the year.
Yeah, most fun for me so far this year.
And the ranking episode is going to be a treat.
I'm just going to get beat down.
What the H, man? Number one of the year?
Yeah.
Not been a bumper crop exactly this year, but are you kidding me? Better than the mystery movie with Deloach and all the youngsters out there?
I had more fun with this than I did with that. That's probably a better movie. I mean, I'm not going to say this is a better movie qualitatively, but I don't know. I don't know if I told you that. I threw my ranking system out to the ocean.
To the ocean?
I don't give them numbers
the
anymore.
Ocean
Like
of
Dundon. So I don't go by like a number system anymore. Just proud of your sensei. And so I just kind of go by feel now, not by numbers. And so like I'm just throwing stuff out there where it lands for me.
I like that. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Look at you.
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
So I feel like I've grown.
Wheeling
Look how much
and
I've
dealing.
grown.
You've grown a lot since the
In
break.
some areas.
So I don't think we needed the frolic in the ocean in khakis in this. I think we could have
that's
done
one of mine
without.
as well. Not that we didn't need it. It's more just how long it
kept
transpires.
going.
It is a very
It's
long,
a long scene.
It's
a long scene.
Two folks playing in
and
the
it felt
water.
like he fell at one point. I was like, all right, they're surely going to cut at this point. No, he just got back up, and it just did keep going. It was a lot of water time. Jacob and the boys just out hanging in the golf cart, like 10 a.m., 2 p.m., like just so random. Like that is like Florida culture.
It's a very Florida thing.
Yeah, but
that's a full-time job for many in Florida.
Oh man, it was just so awkward. I get what they were doing, but it was just such a weird way to do that.
Anybody in your neighborhood have golf carts?
Yeah, tons of them. Oh, you.
So
Florida, the guy that lived in Florida is who I'm talking to.
I do feel like golf cart culture has really exploded within the past like five-ish years, where now anytime you're anywhere near a coast, it's just all golf carts. It wasn't really a thing when I was growing up.
There you have it.
And they're all jacked up now too. Like they're fancy golf carts.
They're all jacked up now.
Right,
That's exactly
playing
right.
the role of old man today will be Brian Harold. Oh my
I had
gosh.
a cap I could
Times
sip.
were different. All these golf carts are all jacked up.
They
now.
are, man.
There are too many.
Racing stripes on them, the fancy rims.
Back in my day.
You didn't see that back
We
then.
would have kept us out of trouble. Instead, we just shot fireworks at each other.
That's right. Yeah.
Try to build a little bridge over a creek.
But you can't be tough with a kid, and that's child abuse, quote unquote. Man,
I got nothing.
the barbacoa, right?
Sentiments of Brian Harold are not endorsed by Deck the Hallmark.
Produced
in
by.
any way, shape, or form.
The tacos on the pier where the guy just had dragged a smoker out to a pier where
Classic.
nobody was lined up for
That
them.
seems more Florida than anything.
And that just was so forced. But I mean, I love the idea of that. It sounds great. Tacos on the beach, but it didn't really land. And then she called herself Quick and Easy too many times, referring to her show. And it was just a funny way to phrase it is all.
I brought a clip, everybody.
Ooh.
I'm going to play this clip, and you're going to hear a voice, and I want you to tell me whose voice it
Oh,
is.
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Earflix, huh?
Did you? Oh, sorry.
Anyone home?
I'll push it back real
go
quick
back.
for you. She's looking at the empty restaurant. She says hello, and then here we come.
Knock, knock.
Whose voice do you think that is?
Anyone-
Man,
Whose voice is that?
hearing it a second time, I'm 100% with you, Brand. I've already played this game, so I
You
don't want to.
have.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That. Do you not know whose voice it is?
No, I know who it's supposed to be in the
Okay,
movie.
so
I
that
don't.
makes it tough. That sounds 100% like Martin Cove.
It's
like
Chris's
Sensei
voice.
Chris.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
So imagine hearing it not knowing. Like, you don't know who it is
Yeah.
at first.
Yeah.
And we hear it first time watching, had not heard the other guy's voice. Knowing that they're related, that it's father son, it actually in real life
Yeah.
Yes.
makes so much more sense.
Correct.
Sure.
Hearing that, we see
Yeah.
Kreese early on in the movie.
That's right.
And so I'm like, oh, that's Kreese's voice.
It's not Kreese.
No, it's not.
It
It was
isn't.
a
The son,
wild
yeah.
moment
No
in my
sensei.
mind.
Yes.
Where now knowing that they are related, I'm like, okay, maybe it actually was Jake this whole time. But boy, at first I'm like, that's Kreese.
It's
funny.
Kreese.
That's
Yes.
Kreese. Speaking of the closed restaurant, in this shot, if you will, boys, look at this. This is the side. This restaurant is all covered up, all the tables. Also, the lights have paper around it as if they're like new lights. How this restaurant's been closed forever.
Yes,
This is
yes.
a restaurant that has not seen life in a very long time. They've been lying to their daughter about this restaurant for so long.
Yeah.
Just go, how's it going down there? Oh, it's great.
Good.
This is years. This is years in the making at this point of this restaurant that has not seen any life in it. The paper around the lights is funny. I missed that the first time. Dan, what do you got?
Yeah, they say, hey, how about we go get a milkshake? It's my treat. And they bring 2 milkshakes to the table that are decidedly not milkshakes. They are blueberry smoothies at best, the best case
I actually
scenario.
had that same smoothie for lunch today. I'm doing a thing.
Yeah, you're doing a thing. We're both doing a thing but if I was brought that and told it was a milkshake, I would be very, very, very disappointed.
Can I ask you something really quickly?
Please do.
Because I've actually heard that you make a really good milkshake.
Dude, my milkshakes listen, I don't want to. You would not believe the effect of these milkshakes.
I mean, I've heard rumblings.
You've heard rumors?
Yeah, from like other boys.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
The boys have been talking.
Honestly, it feels like at this point I'm the only boy that is.
It's
that's
weird
not showing up to
because
your vicinity, like
It's
your
hard
home, your yard.
because when the milkshakes that I make,
Right.
they have been known to bring the boys to the yard.
That's what I'm saying. And I feel like I feel left out.
The thing is, the reason that this is weird is because they bring all the boys.
Right.
Where have you been?
I don't know. And I do feel like at this point I should learn on my own. And maybe then we can like divide and conquer. Some come to my yard,
you
some
need to
come
know
to
this
yours.
before you even try to learn on your own. They're better than yours.
And I'm not doubting that.
Dang
So
right.
my question
They're better than yours.
My question for you would be like, what could you hook a brother up? Could you teach me?
Could I teach you? That's a great question. Now, I've had to think about this a while because I've said no a bunch, but I think I've decided that I think I could teach you. I think I could
That's
teach you.
amazing.
Yeah, there is one speed bump, one little caveat, one little hold up.
What is it?
I would have to charge.
Okay.
All right, deal.
Shake hands.
There's no way out of that bid.
It's business agreement.
You
Yeah.
got anything else?
Yeah, I got plenty of weight.
Anyway, more weight what's
Yeah, of course. Yes, of course. At the beginning of this movie, we see a young Erin Cahill's character in the kitchen with her father, played by Martin Cove. And then what we find out later is supposed to be Martin Cove's mother. Yeah. And Martin Cove is at least a decade older than her in that scene. If you go back and watch the scene of the grandma in this movie and the dad is older than the grandma.
There's no way they're not laughing before they
had
start.
to be.
Like, listen, Chris looks amazing. Like,
He
looks
looks
great.
unbelievable. He turned 77 March 6th. I looked it up. But
running
there's
for president,
no
actually, I just
world.
heard.
There's no. You just that's good.
He
It's good.
just reached
made
the age
level.
restriction.
Reached the age limit.
But the woman in this flashback that's supposed to be his mom.
Lots of president's bits today. It was
a
very
lot
well
of
done
presidents for
us.
President's Day. Yeah,
It's
of
President's
course.
Week, more like.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely not. I am very confused by this food competition, which apparently is a local Dunedin competition where the same restaurant wins literally every year. She says they won the first year and every year after that.
Right.
Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. One, it's a problem because that means there's either no other good restaurants in town or it's rigged. Either way, it's a problem. Second of all, we find out that the restaurant competition doesn't happen on one day. It doesn't happen on like a Saturday where everybody gets together and they present their food to the judges. These judges go from restaurant to closed restaurant and let you cook in your kitchen at your leisure and then come out and present them a dish. And it could be anything. You could get a donut, you could get a steak, you could get some nachos, whatever they bring you. And they're just giving out one award, just one award. And somehow the same restaurants won it every year. They didn't have the budget to do an actual food competition is what happened here. That's the best I could figure. They go out to this dude who's at the pier with the smoker and he's like, I figured you needed some inspiration. And what he does to give Aaron Cale's character some inspiration is he gets 4 tacos all made the exact same way. He comes out there and he's like, 4 barbacoa tacos, please. Yeah, all 4. That's not inspiration. You wanted yourself a taco. This has so little to do. What do you think she's going to learn on the 3rd taco that she didn't learn on the first 2 tacos? Get 4 different ones or, just be honest about your intentions here. I would like to get me some tacos from the smoker by the pier. Would you like to join me?
I get inspired almost every day with salt and vinegar chips. It's wild. I eat them and I'm inspired. And that's why I eat them, though. No other reason.
To get
it's
inspired?
just for inspiration.
Just for inspiration.
Just for
That's
inspiration.
right. No, it wouldn't be for anything else. Of course.
No. Is that it?
That's it.
Start with the Hallmark is where we wonder what could have been. Maybe having some clear stuff. Brian, what are you still wondering about, bud?
Yeah, so her parents,
that was
it's
harder
fun.
than I
Ow, oh, just getting smacked around here. It's like the good old days.
Wow.
Yeah, I was asking for it, right, Aaron?
It's like the good old days.
Right,
What in the world is your problem?
So the one, the Hallmark is, it's so crystal clear to me. I hope not everybody has the same one here, but he wants to retire, get rid of the restaurant. And I assume when you're going to retire, you're going to sell it and live off the profit from your sale. So it feels like he's just giving her the restaurant. Like she's just inheriting the restaurant. And if that's the case, how is he going to retire? Like, how are you going to have money to retire with? Like, if you're just giving your restaurant, unless she's going to buy it from her parents, which I hope that's the way it's going, or she's going to start her own. I'm very unclear on how he's going to retire.
I think he
if
just
he's not
stops working.
buying. Yeah, but the money from the sale is what he's going to live off of, I assume, in his retirement. You know?
It didn't seem like that big of a hurdle. I mean, yes, I guess.
Dude, these little logistical things, this is what keeps me up at night. Like,
can I just really quickly, though, if you
kindly, Brian,
if
kindly,
you
and with all good intention.
in this hypothetical situation,
That's right.
let's say you owned a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
You owned a
know what
restaurant,
yeah.
and you're like, I don't really want to do this anymore.
sure.
You wouldn't first ask your kid, who is of course living across the world, like you want them
If they want to move on home.
If they want to move home and take over the family restaurant, you wouldn't want to pass that on to your
wouldn't-
child.
Yeah. be like, well, how am I
get
gonna make money?
That. I think that's fine. I'm just, maybe it's a bigger question and not just about this movie. If you own a restaurant and that's how you've made your living, how do you retire and pay?
Save money and invest it your whole life.
I guess. You got to hope that you did that.
You don't know.
Hey,
you don't know Crease's portfolio.
I don't. And that's what I want to
Chris's
know.
mom gave him the restaurant.
Right. But did she pass? No, she passed away. Do we know if she passed away before?
I don't know, but
I just don't say he was depending on the sale of this to retire and travel the world, and then you say, "Here, just take the restaurant." How do you
what the
go travel
Hallmark
the world?
is? How could he possibly pass the restaurant down to his daughter? That is the
No,
Hallmark.
it's how did they do this transaction? Did she buy it, or was it handed over?
That
maybe,
guy's been on Social Security for a dozen years.
so maybe he has plenty saved, and it's not a problem. Maybe the whole plan is like,
Yeah.
I want her to take this route. Maybe, but I don't know that for sure.
Well, of course,
I'm
of
unsure.
course. If you think that your daughter is gonna be a TV chef, like, yeah, let's explore selling it. But if she wants to come home and take over the restaurant, you're gonna make her buy it from you?
I don't,
Yeah, that's
no,
what it
I don't
sounds
think
like.
she had to buy it. You can give it to her.
My take on this was,
But maybe she should
was
offer.
a lot like what Rachel Ray was back in the day with 30-minute meals.
The dog food one?
Yes, Nutrish. That's the one. Promo code DECK at checkout. Jeb Bush says it's the best food for any pet on the planet.
The dog food lady. I know her.
Yeah,
But
you know her.
if Rachel Ray, the amount of money Rachel Ray was making, I'm sure she had enough money
For her
her
parents.
parents.
Yeah.
I don't think that money ever factored into this at all. I think he was done cooking.
Okay, good. I hope that's how it went. You know, just curious how it all works.
But ideally, you do want to sell it, and then like just so that you can go visit your children around the world,
yeah, wherever they might be,
wherever they might be.
He's got a
but-
book burning
absolutely,
he's
man.
late to. If you could keep moving, Brandon, that'd be great.
Yeah, so mine is, it is pretty clear that by the third season of Quick, Easy, and Delicious, she is done.
Yes.
She's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Correct.
I want to do bigger and better things. They come back and they pitch her with, what if we do the thing that you're doing, but at night? I mean, I got two questions, I guess, that come out of that. One is, how would the primetime version of it be any different? Like, is there anything that they can do at primetime? Like, is she going to be able to curse? Like, what's the thing here?
Welcome to
that,
Quick,
like,
Easy, and Delicious.
because here's the thing: if you could just take the 3 seasons you have and put those
true.
things at prime
Got 'em.
time.
Yeah.
You don't got to make any new episodes. But two, what was she might have explained it during the movie, but I don't recall it. Was Quick, Easy, Delicious her idea to begin with, and now she's just kind of burned out by it, or was she like, did she audition for the role, and it was how did all that come to be? Because she seems completely over the idea of doing quick meals 3 seasons in. That would be like us being like, man, 3 seasons of doing the same 4 segments.
We would
Let's
never.
add a 5th segment. Like, why would that happen? Wouldn't make any sense. So, yeah, just kind of, 1, how did this show get started? And 2, what is the difference with the primetime version? Are they doing some extra stuff?
Yeah, mine's similar. I think this ending that we get is the ending that was never brought to the table. Like, it's this, it turns out you can have the dude and the restaurant and the show all together. And this TV network, which is the Food Network, except it's called the Culinary Network, is a massive corporation. And they are so thirsty to have this show on again that they literally have met every demand that you've asked for.
Well, that's like how. So, like, was the show a bust? Seasons 1 and 2 and 3 was just going gangbusters, and like, we got to do whatever it takes.
I think she had a contract for 3 seasons, and the show did great, and she had just said, I don't want to renew my contract. And then they're trying to lure her back in. But the fact that they're willing to send a crew down to Dunedin, Florida, and we know we're saying it wrong, everybody. Send a crew down to Dunedin, Florida to film a primetime television show 2 nights a week. 1, that's a ton of money. 2, why not ask for that to begin with? And 3, I've got news for you, lady. Running a restaurant and doing that is too much to do. You're going to still have to hire someone and not do both of those things. Like, there's just no way, because you're going to be prepping for the production and all that stuff that goes into TV. The solution seemed like they just were like,
Dunedin's a lot of work.
what if we give her everything? That's not a solution. The reason she's got to choose is you can't do it all.
She
So,
can.
there's that.
She can. Absolutely, she
apparently.
can. We did, everybody. Congratulations to us.
Yeah.
We're back tomorrow. We got an interview tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. A Friday view, as we like to call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And then we'll be back next week with a whole other week. Until then, maybe first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.